Welcome to another broadcast of Comics and Pop Culture Let's Talk. Today we'll discuss why the trial of Eric and Lyle Menendez ended the Fright Night movie franchise. For young Charlie Brewster, nothing could be better than an old horror movie late at night. Two men move in next door, and for Charlie with his horror movie experience, there can be no doubt that their strange behavior is explained by the fact that they are a vampire and his undead day guardian. The only one who can help him hunt them down is a washed-up actor, Peter Vincent, who hosts Charlie's favorite TV show, Fright Night. Vincent doesn't really believe that vampires exist, but does it for the money. Fright Night is a 1985 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Tom Holland. It stars Chris Sarandon, William Ragsdale, and Roddy McDowall. The film follows young Charlie Brewster, who discovers that his next-door neighbor Jerry Dandridge is a vampire. The film was released on August 2, 1985, and grossed $24.9 million at the box office. Since its release, it has received positive reviews from critics and has become a cult classic.
Fright Night came out at about the same time we were getting an epidemic of dead teenager movies, but it belongs to a whole different tradition. It goes back to those 1960s movies starring Peter Cushing, Vincent Price, Christopher Lee, movies that at least pretended to take themselves seriously and still had a lot of fun with pseudoscientific gobbledygook about vampires and stuff like that. I enjoyed it.
Jerry Dandridge was 1,000 years old when you spilled his blood. He was my brother.
Fright Night was followed by a sequel, Fright Night Part 2, in 1988. I think this is a better movie than the original. There are 4 vampires this time and each contributes to the gritty feel of the movie and yet provides strong comic relief. The love triangle between Charlie, Regine and Alex provides strong tension and brings just the right balance between horror and comedy.
Don't do that.
I'm sorry.
Looking for someone incredibly seductive.
Do you know how to use your lips, Charlie?
I don't know of any other vampire film with this kind of love triangle, so why did it flop at the box office? Unlike the first film, the sequel saw a very limited release in the US by distributor New Century/Vista and producer the Vista Organization. Shortly before filming began, the producers of the film sold foreign distribution rights to TriStar Pictures, the sister studio of Columbia Pictures, the studio that released the original film. The film was only released on 148 screens and brought in only $548,000 on its opening weekend. Its domestic gross was just under $3 million. On the evening of August 20, 1989, Jose and Kitty Menendez were standing in the den of their Beverly Hills mansion when Lyle and Eric entered the den carrying shotguns. Jose was shot 6 times, including the fatal shot in the back of the head with a Mossberg 12-gauge shotgun. Kitty was shot 10 times in total. Before the fatal shot to her cheek, she was on the ground, slowly crawling and moaning. Lyle then ran to his car to reload, and then fired the fatal shot to her face. Immediately after the killings, both brothers remained in the house, expecting police to respond due to the noise of the gunshots. When police did not arrive, the brothers picked up the shotgun shells from the ground and left the house to dispose of the guns and to build an alibi. The brothers returned to the house later that night and Lyle phoned the police. What does any of this have to do with the Fright Night film franchise? The victim, Jose Menendez, was a producer on the films. And it was on August 20th that he had just come back from a meeting with the filmmakers where he agreed to fund the movie. The second film only got a limited release and therefore did poorly at the box office. However, Menendez agreed to back a third Fright Night movie. Unfortunately, he was murdered that very night. That was the tragic end to producer Jose Menendez and his wife, by his own sons. Thank you for joining, and, if you haven't already, I would appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. Leave your thoughts in the comments below and, until next time, this is Andrew in for Kevin Given saying live long and prosper, may the force be with you and keep reaching for the stars.